Sometimes you have so much that you want to do and you get so overwhelmed either trying to do them all or starting and stopping with one thing and moving to another thing that you end up like not really growing too much in one direction. And instead of excelling at one thing, you're like, okay, we have mediocre talent in a bunch of things, which I think is okay. I think that's most people. Ain't nothing wrong with being a little mediocre, you know? But I think that if you really want to excel in something, but you have a bunch of different callings, girl, pick one. Hello world, welcome back to my channel. Today I am, or should I say tonight, this is my first time filming one of these at night, but tonight I am enjoying myself some lavender moon milk. This is a recipe I found randomly while I was scrolling through Pinterest, and I was like, I have all those ingredients and that sounds good. So I tried it like last week and it was good, and I was like, it's just missing something. It's missing some dipping bread. So I bought some bread, a little croissant, and I made it again, and hopefully it's as good as I made it last time. So if you would like to have this recipe, we're gonna cut to that in a second. And then after I show you the recipe, we're gonna dive into our soul chat. So these are the ingredients that you're gonna need. It's a pretty simple recipe. The recipe I found says to use vanilla extract, but I already have vanilla flavored almond milk, so no need for that. So I made just a little bit less than half a cup because I don't like consuming too much liquid before bed. You can keep the stove at a low medium heat. You want to heat up the milk, you don't want to boil it. The recipe says to use a teaspoon of lavender, but I was just feeling my way through it. I honestly could have used less than this, especially since I didn't use a full cup of milk. I like to stir between ingredients, honestly, just for fun. Add your cinnamon and your honey, let it steep for a few minutes and collect that flavor. And lastly, strain and enjoy. Okay, well, now that we made this delicious lavender moon milk, let's see if I did a good job. Dip my bread in there. And yes, I'm eating on a napkin because I didn't want to wash dishes. Wow. I choked. Got a little excited there. Oh my god, it's good. A little bit too much lavender. I would use less next time. I forgot that I used less milk this time. So I should have used. I'm sleepy, wow, but it's good. And there's just something about warm milk. I know it's not actually milk, it's almond milk, but something about warm milk is just so relaxing. And the dipping bread was a good call. This is such a good bedtime snack. Wow. So I'm so sleepy, but I feel like that's good because I feel like we're a little bit wiser when we're tired. Something happens to your brain when you're falling asleep. You just have all these crazy ideas and thoughts. So today's soul chat is going to be about the paradox of choice that we live in this 21st century of abundance and so much freedoms we all have. Sometimes too much freedom. Well, anyway. Okay, so the paradox of choice. I know I'm not the only one who feels sometimes like there's just so many choices you can make in life and it's overwhelming. And obviously we're like so blessed and privileged, right? To be able to have so many choices as to what you want to do with your life, your career, where you want to live, I don't know, day-to-day things too. So it's beautiful to have choices, but it's also overwhelming because a lot of choices can sometimes mean a lot of regrets or some regrets or worry that either you are going to make the wrong choice or you did make the wrong choice. And I recently finished reading The Midnight Library. I don't know if that's going to come out. I just finished reading this book. I borrowed it from the actual library, but it's called The Midnight Library. And I heard about it on TikTok. It's about this woman who she is dying, which is not a spoiler because that's like the whole premise of the book. She is dying and she ends up in this place, I guess you can call it like a purgatory, but she ends up in this place called the Midnight Library and it's full of books. And every book that she picks up lets her try on a different life that she didn't get to live. So I just thought it was an interesting concept because there's just so many lives that I know I'm not gonna get to live in this little time that I have here on this earth. There's just so much life. It's like in that song, The Circle of Life from The Lion King, he's like, there's more to be seen that can never be seen, more to do that can never be done. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the book actually opens with this quote from Sylvia Plath. Is that the name of that poet? Yes, Sylvia Plath. There's a quote here. I can never be all the people I want and live all the lives I want. I can never train myself in all the skills I want. And why do I want? I want to live and feel all the shades, tones, and variations of mental and physical experience possible in my life. I am horribly limited. Real. That's so real. You can only do so much in a day. You can only do so much with where you came from. For example, I will never experience life as a royal heiress because I was not born into a royal family. Like, that's just the reality of it. I don't know. There's just a lot I will not experience because I am only me, and I will only experience as much as I can through me. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. But what I really liked about this book, first of all, I feel like books find you when they're meant for you. Like that, so many books have found me when I was in a point of my life that I needed to hear those words or read those words. And this is one of those books. Because, girl, I'm in my 30s now. And I talk about this all the time on my channel, but like, life is just so much harder than I expected it to be sometimes. And then that leaves me spiraling a bit, questioning like all my life decisions that got me here. And this is what this character is doing in this book. She's literally going through it. And so she goes to the midnight library and she tries on all these different lives. And I'm not going to spoil the book, but it was just so real. The way that it talks about just how no matter what life you're going to have, no matter what decisions you make, you're always going to have problems. You're always going to have, no matter what path you choose in life, you're going to have problems. And some of those problems might even be the same depending on who you are. For example, I moved to LA 2 years ago, and that was a big life decision. But I feel like in some ways, like all the problems that I have when I moved to Los Angeles, I would have still had those problems if I was back home. They're deeply personal stuff that I would have still been dealing with. They would have still surfaced in my life because those are, I don't know, my karmic lessons. I don't know. But still, like, I feel like there's some things that they are just going to happen. And you don't have to worry too much about the decisions you make along the way because what's meant for you will come anyway. I hope that makes sense. And that's kind of like good news and bad news. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about the idea of destiny and the idea of like you having your own karma. I do think that your soul comes into this world to learn certain lessons. Those are my beliefs right now based on where I'm at in life. I think that your soul comes here for a specific journey and you get to customize that journey. You get to choose the outfits. You get to choose how it manifests, I guess you can say. But at your core, dang, you got some lessons to learn. On this subject of the paradox of choice and like having too many choices in life, I know that there's a lot of people that can relate to this, but it's like back to also like it's kind of related to the Sylvia Plath quote. It's like sometimes you have so much that you want to do and you get so overwhelmed either trying to do them all or starting and stopping with one thing and moving to another thing that you end up like not really growing too much in one direction. And instead of excelling at one thing, you're like, okay, we have mediocre talent in a bunch of things, which I think is okay. I think that's most people. Ain't nothing wrong with being a little mediocre, you know? But I think that if you really want to excel in something, but you have a bunch of different callings, girl, pick one. I wish I could have told my younger self that. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Like on one hand, you should be open to trying a bunch of different stuff, especially if you're young. Like, please try things. But it's also good to commit to something. And that's the whole paradox of choice, is like when you have too many choices, it actually holds you back in life. Like this worry about picking the right thing, or this worry or not picking something at all, like just juggling, juggling, juggling. There comes a point in your life where you're gonna have to commit to something. It's good to choose something because it's so rewarding to see yourself grow and get past that valley of despair and really get better at something. Like for me, the past, I finally decided to like stop juggling so much last year and commit to YouTube. And I've noticed the quality of my videos getting better. And then every time I take a break from YouTube and I come back to it, I'm awkward in front of the camera again and whatever. Or like the 2 years, the 2 or 3 years that I went full force with acting, I saw myself get better in my craft, and I had more confidence in it because I was committed to it and because I was working on it and because I decided to choose this above everything else. Anyway, bottom line is that I don't think that people should live with regrets. You have to remember that if you're stuck making a decision or you're at a dilemma, you have to remember that there is no such thing as a perfect choice. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress, aim for commitment. Because when you commit to something, when you fully commit to something, I think a little bit of magic happens and shit starts working out for you. And on that note, actually, I'm going to leave you off with a passage from my oracle deck, because I've been dealing with a lot of like dilemmas and decisions in life, all types of things, man. Like, I want to be on the West Coast, I want to be on the East Coast, I want to write, I want to do YouTube, I am trying to like, I don't even know. So I've been getting this message a lot lately from my oracle deck, and then this book finds me, and I've just been getting this message lately about commitment, like choosing something and owning it, owning your choice, and accepting life for what it is and not thinking about what it should be or what it could be. Just accept it for what it is, own your choices, and just live in the present, but also move forward. Can't look back too much, like don't have regrets. Things are the way that they are for a reason, and you have to trust your younger self who used their intuition to make the choice that they did. And just because things are difficult, it doesn't mean that one day you won't look back and be glad that you are where you are right now. Because it might not make sense now, but in the future it will. I hope. Anyway, let me read this passage. I hope I don't regret shooting this video in such poor lighting. This is my oracle deck, the Divine Circus. I got it a couple of years ago. I take messages from it every now and then. Anyway, there's this card I got. Let me pause this for a second. So this oracle deck reminds me a lot about the major arcana and tarot. Like, it just feels like really, there's a helicopter flying around here. It feels like just really big themes of life. But this is a card I got recently, and mind you, like some of these cards look kind of silly, but Pinhead, Punchinello. All right, that's the card I got, and this is a card about indecision and juggling a bunch of things. And there's a helicopter flying around my neighborhood, so I don't know if you can hear that in the video, but I'm going to read you the passage that comes with this oracle because I found it to be very on theme and comforting. So, Pinhead. Pinhead. Who's a pinhead? I'm not a pinhead. Okay. Oh, here we go. So, this is for my people who are struggling with the paradox of choice and indecision and wanting to do everything at once and not making progress anywhere because you're just spread out everywhere. Do you ever feel just a little too blessed with new ideas, dreams, and ambitions? Maybe it feels like you need more hours in the day to attain all you desire, to complete every course, read every book, create every dream, and live at least 10 lifetimes in just one. Or maybe you just feel overwhelmed with possibilities and choices with demands on your time and things to do. Overwhelmed with possibilities and choices, y'all. That's us. One of the gifts and challenges of the modern world is that we can be spoiled for choice. We have so many possible paths, so many choices to make on a daily basis that sometimes excitement can be overwhelming, or a feeling of trying to do everything and getting nothing much accomplished in the process. The pinhead Punchinello knows how to solve this dilemma. The entire universe can dance on the head of a pin. That means you only need one point from which anything can come alive. If you narrow down your choices to just one for now, everything else will come in time. Just as you would water roots of a tree and notice that not only do the roots grow, but so does the trunk and branches and leaves and flowers and bird life attracted to the tree and so on. So too do you need to just attend to one important task and the rest will happen naturally. It might seem like you are giving up on the many to tend to the one, but if you tend to the one, the many can come to life according to the timing of life itself. The Pinhead Punchinello card comes to you with the prediction for your future and guidance for the present moment. Whatever confusion or overwhelm or whatever grand plans you are imagining, even those that seem too vast to be impossible, the next step to your success is one simple step. Though there may be so much to do, you can accomplish truly magnificent feats if you are willing to take just one step after another. If you have too many choices to make, Pinhead Punchinello guides you to just choose one thing for now. That will be enough to get everything else moving, even if it seems like you have to give up something in favor of something else. Any sacrifice is temporary in nature, and just like the tree that grows fruit when you are tending to the roots, everything will come together, perhaps surprisingly so, in due course. For now, you are to move from the many to one, and eventually that one will move the many into life. I think I'm going to leave you guys with that. I mean, for me, the juggling, I am putting my acting career to the side for now. I'm writing this book that some of you guys know about. If it's your first time here, hello, I'm a writer and a very multi-hyphenate artist. Nice to meet you. And I'm writing a book. I'm writing my first novel, and it's taking up a lot of my time. And I'm also doing YouTube. And I think I can balance those two, but I cannot take on anymore. Girl, I am living in LA. I gotta work a lot to make money to live here. So those are my side passions, and I can only have two right now. And that is okay. I feel very comfortable in that decision, and I am very happy to fully commit myself to writing my book and to also spending time with you guys, my YouTube friends, and everyone who's watching. Anyway, let me know if this resonated or was helpful in any way. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you, and hope you guys try the lavender moon milk. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe for more soul chats and adventures. And that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and stay blessed.